This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Districts in Canada,
from the Pacific to Atlantic, anytime and wherever you are. Join us.
you are watching, listening, and streaming on INCRadio.
Watching, listening, and streaming on INCRadio. INCRadio Canada. Join us. Join us, join us, join us. INCRadio Canada. Join us.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. We are now broadcasting live from Canada Satellite Studio, INCRadio, changing lives through God's words. INCRadio, changer les vies avec les mots de Dieu. Wherever you may be, I hope you are all doing well. I am one of your hosts, Sister Karsa Hagen from the local of Wellington, District of Edmonton. And of course, I am not alone. I am joined by our lovely Sister Kathleen. Sister Kathleen, hello.
Hello, Sister Kiara. Long time ago, you were just here in the beautiful district of British Columbia, and you've just flown right through the district of Edmonton. Hello, everyone. My name is Sister Kathleen Gapo from the District of British Columbia, and it is a beautiful sunny weather here in the District of British Columbia. We're starting to see warmer temperature, and it's such a nice warm breeze. So I'm very, very excited of what's coming along, especially for today, to all of our viewers and listeners here in the District of British Columbia and across the Canada. And of course, Sister Kiara, we're gonna dive into a very important topic for today. What is our topic for today?
Yes, today, Sister Kathleen, we will be celebrating friendships. So to our viewers and our listeners, we encourage you to please feel free to join our conversation and please show some love and appreciation to your friends by giving them a shout out in the comment section. So when we talk about celebrating friendships, that means we recognize, appreciate, and honor the special bonds that we share with our friends. So let's dive right into our discussion. And the first question we have for everyone today, including our viewers and listeners, is what are the key elements that contribute to long-lasting friendships? I'm going to start off. We have I will call on Sister Jonah to be our first, to answer first. I'll give everyone some time to warm up. But I know I can trust on Sister Jonah.
Yes, thank you, Sister Kiara, and welcome back to Edmonton. Woo, I'm so happy. I'm so glad that you're back in Edmonton. I'm sure British Columbia will miss you so much. Hello to everyone. I am Sister Jonah Lopez from the local congregation of Eastwood District of Edmonton. And that is a very interesting question that you have. What are the key elements that contribute to long-lasting friendships? I do have long-lasting friendships, friends that I've known since my Kadiwa days. Those Kadiwa would be when you turn 18 and unmarried, you're considered Kadiwa. And of course, you have, friends when you turn to Buklod. And I specifically would like to shout out my very best friend, Sister Carolyn Schenk from the local of Sacramento in Northeast California. And what contributes to long-lasting friendship? I think for one, I would say authenticity.
Mhm.
there's loyalty, there's honesty, and you're not only friends with that particular person, but family is included. So for me as a buklod who is a married member, even our husbands are friends, and then as well as your children are also friends. So those contribute a great deal to have long lasting friendships, Sister Kiara.
Yes, thank you, Sister Jonah. We heard some very good answers. We heard authenticity, honesty, loyalty as key elements. Now, I'm also curious as well. We have Sister Mara who is joined with us. Sister Mara, hello. How are you doing?
Hello po. I'm doing good. How are you, Sister Kiara?
I'm good, thank you. I miss everyone from BC.
We miss you here too in BC.
Yes, thank you, Sister Mara, for joining us. Now, we have this question also for you. So, for you, Sister Mara, what are key elements that contribute to long lasting friendships?
Key elements in long lasting friendships should surely be being there for one another, helping each other if needed, and mainly communication.
Yeah.
So, if the other friend needs help, then the other friend should be there to help them out in any way they can possibly.
Yes, thank you, Sister Mara. I heard communicating, supporting one another, being there for one another. Those are very important aspects. And not just friendships, but also maintaining healthy relationships with one another. So, yes, very true, Sister Mara. Thank you for your response. We also have Brother Felix. Hello, brother.
Hello, Sister Kiara. I'm Brother Felix. I'm from Maple Ridge, local of Maple Ridge, District of British Columbia. So key elements for a long-lasting friendship. So actually, for me, friendship is kind of natural connection, right? So we do have different friends. May mga iba-iba tayong ugali, kumbaga, na hinahanap sa pagkakaibigan, ano. So for me, I think the way how you understand your friends is very important. The way how you can give them advice whenever that they need is very important. That plays a big part so that your friendship will get long last friendship, long lasting friendship. I mean.
Yes, that's true, Brother Felix. You mentioned having understanding, and I think that's a great element. You mentioned in order for friendships to become long lasting, you have to have understanding for each other. Thank
Sister
you. Yes.
Kiara, before we go ahead to the to addition for our discussion here, I would just like to mention some of our
Yes.
brethren who are currently tuned in here on INC Radio Canada. Would like to mention some of our brethren here po, from Brother Mario Oka. He's currently watching from the Philippines, District of Caloocan North. We also have Sister Jeng in the background, who's currently directing our show. Sisters Fe Sales from INC Radio Canada from Palermo, GWS of Italy. So that's really far. We also have some brethren from the Guildford District of British Columbia. We have Sister Marichu Macaranas po watching. Hello po. Tita Care, who's also watching on INC Radio. Hello to Tita Care. Tita Zenaida Novasteros also tuning in. We also have I'm not sure po if it's a brother or a sister. Jocel Sol Mirano po from the local of Guildford. And before we move ahead for our discussion, we'd also like to give an acknowledgement po to our district supervising minister, Brother Glendo H. Baitan, our assistant district supervising minister po, Brother Romeo Maglaya, and our CFO overseer, Christian Family Organization overseer, Brother Renela Romero. Yan.
Yes, thank you so much, Sister Kathleen. Before we go on to our next question, I also wanted to turn the tables to you, Ate Kathleen. For you, Ate, or yes, what are the key elements that contribute to long-lasting friendships?
Yeah, so some of our panelists already mentioned the key elements such as communication, understanding. For me, I think one of the most important key elements is trust. You know, when you have a friend and you are, even though you are, not in always in communication, as long as for me, every time I see a friend and I see them, it'll be like it's just like from yesterday. We, parang there's nothing has changed. And one of the things that I love about being with my friends is that I trust them with all of my heart, and I can rely on them even at the hardest point of my life. So yes.
Yes, Ata, that's also a good point. Having trust, even when you aren't always communicating, is also a big part of long lasting friendships. And to add to that, if I can also add to the discussion, I also wanted to mention, especially in relationships, but more importantly, long lasting friendships, the idea of reciprocity, or, being there, like what everyone has mentioned before, being there for one another. So it's not just one sided, but also both parties are able to get together and put in effort to maintain that friendship.
That's
Yes.
right, Sister Kiara. Not only that, we also have Tita Care mentioning here on the team live chat saying that honesty, loyalty, trustworthy, loving, and caring are one of the key elements are the key elements for her as well. And we have Sister Erica Fernandez saying that respect. Isn't that right, Sister Kiara? Respect
Yes, that's
is
a
also
big
a
one.
key element because being friends with one another and you have that respect from each other is one of the is a special bond that you can have from having a friend, right, Sister Kiara?
Yes, yes, Sister Kathleen, I agree. Now we will move on to our next question that we would like to discuss with everyone. And you know what, Tita Jonah, you are the favorite for today. We're just gonna go back to you. So, how do friendships change as we move through different stages of life? So we can talk about childhood, adolescence, adulthood, and also old age.
Ouch, old age. I strongly believe friends. There are certain friends. They say friends for season. Like you do have friends that you meet when you're probably in elementary or in high school or in college or university. And then, like what I mentioned earlier, there are certain friends that you meet when you're an adult or married. And it changes over time because you adapt to the changes that happen in your life.
Right.
So for us, particularly to Sister Care Shank, we've only known each other September 2022, but there is so much similarity, so much in a way that we're both in the choir, we're both producers, we're both wives, we're both mothers. We can relate to having children that are officers. We can relate to husbands being supportive. We can relate to even our everyday lives that we do. And it the kind of friendship that you want to have is one that builds you up as a person, one that, like what Sister Mara said earlier, who's going to be there when you need someone, and who will be there when you just need to talk, not necessarily to ask for advice, but someone to just listen to you when you want to just speak your heart out and is ready to listen. And over time you learn that, what, this is a good person for me. When they bring out the best in you, they make you a better person. When they inspire you to be a better Christian, and so the changes that you have through the different friendships, there are friends that would be there maybe for a few months, maybe a few years, but they were part of your life to teach you a lesson. And then that lesson, you use it further on in your life to furthermore improve, your other friendships. And so I would say from one circle of friends, you have another friendship that blossoms from that one friendship. And so, you know, these changes in friendships should make you a better person. And for us members of the Church of Christ, it should make you a better Christian as well.
Yes, yes, Sister Jonah. You had so many great key points. I think what really stood out to me from what you were mentioning is in our life, friends can hold or serve a certain purpose. And especially as members inside the Church of Christ, good friends, they make you better Christians. And I also wanted to add to that, throughout our life, I also notice in my own life and in the life of my friends in our friend circle, friends are always used as instruments of our Almighty God to help us, to strengthen us, to inspire us, even in our times of need.
Yeah,
Yes,
totally.
those are the best friends.
Yes. And also, if I may add, there should be effort in the friendship. You can't just be there when your friend needs you. You have to always be there, whether it's physically, whether it's emotionally, and especially spiritually, because you could be that friend that God uses as an instrument to help your friend. So you have to make sure that you're always there for your friends.
Mm-hmm.
That's really great message po, Sister Jonah. I would also like to add one of our, Tita Claire, your best friend mentioned here, and I actually wanted to echo what she mentioned here in our live chat. It's not how long you've known someone, but the quality and effort brought to the friendship is a key, right? So
Yes.
it's a beautiful message. I'm wondering what Sister Mara would like to add on to the discussion here.
Sometimes the tendencies of friendships that may change or fade is due to the differences of our life goals shared between the friendship or individually as each person, or the shared interests and the values that may be created through distance or short-term distance of the friendship. So usually, if a friend is focused on one thing, but the other friend isn't fond of what the other friend is focused on, then that's where the struggles of the friendship will start, is if they're not there to support you for what your goal is in life.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to what Tita Jonah said, both each friendship side needs to have an equal amount of effort, or else it's not going to add up and remain strong.
Yes, Sister Mara, those are great points. At different points in our life, we all face different struggles. Maybe we have different goals in life that they don't always align with our friends. I also wanted to add too, I've seen it manifest in my own friendships and those around me. It's a beautiful thing, really, even if we are going separate paths in life, even if we have different life goals. I think one thing that is always great is, God's timing. For example, you might be having a bad day, you might be going through a rough patch in life. For example, you might be away from loved ones or your friends, but they send a message that's very supportive, they check in on you, or they send something that's really heartfelt, and that's what you really needed in life. And you might not have been talking for months, weeks, but then through God's help, you guys are brought together, you're encouraged and you're inspired despite different goals in life, despite different challenges. So,
Sister Kiara, I want
yes.
to echo on what you said about God's timing. Sometimes I personally, I was just like, oh, why did I not meet Sister Kiara a long time ago? Why only in 2022? Maybe God has a purpose why she was brought in my life just recently. And so I love when you said to trust in God's perfect timing, which is always taught to us to believe in that. God has a purpose in everything that happens in our lives, even meeting friends. And for one, she has turned into family already. We don't even consider ourselves as friends anymore. We're family. And that's one of the greatest things that you can have when you become friends within the church, because we all know we are considered brothers and sisters, and to have that best friend inside the church, to have another part of the family as well. So it is really very true. It's God's perfect timing, for
Yes.
you to have whoever friends that you have right now.
Yes, yes, Sister Jonah. And
Mm.
before we continue on in our discussions, I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge the presence of Brother Reggie Calma, Brother Jaisal Constantino, and Brother Ralph Escano. Thank you so much for tuning in and for listening to our broadcast today. We really appreciate your viewership, and we hope that you continue to tune in as we continue our broadcast today. So we talked about how we've gone through different stages of friendships throughout our lives, but there are also different forms of friendships. It can be in person and online. So now we will turn to Brother Felix for this question. How has social media and digital communication affected the way we form and maintain friendships?
So, ayun, for me, ano po, like in my case, I'm far from my family. I'm far from my friends because I moved out from my family like at the age of 21. Working overseas. So I've been through different situations. So I think social media nowadays, if we compared kasi yung the way how we connect with our friends or loved ones before a few years back, I think it's more easier nowadays. Like we're able to see our friends, what's happening to them. Like it's like we're there with them, like their travel moments, the way that they are celebrating their achievements. Like we saw it every day in social media platforms. We have different social media platforms nowadays, and simple as like we are sending able to appreciate their achievements and knowing that we're always there for them, that we remember them, especially when they are celebrating, like for example their birthday or special milestones that they have in their lives. They can feel that, oh, he or she still remembers me. So I think
Mhm.
that's one thing for me that we can show them, and we can maintain that friendship, that connection with them, because nowadays it's not impossible for us to show our love with our friends or loved ones wherever we are.
Yes, brother. So I was hearing we're able to stay connected. We're able to also maintain and rekindle friendships by staying up to date with achievements, any milestones in life because of social media and digital communication. That's a very good point. Thank you so much, brother, for sharing. To Kathleen, do we have any more live greetings from our YouTube?
Yes, thank you, Sister Kiara. So we do have some live greetings here. We wanted to greet Sister Miriam de la Cruz, who's currently also in the live chat. And hello, she's mentioning hello to her husband, Brother Romeo de la Cruz, as well the district music team here in the District of British Columbia. Hello to the district music team of the District of British Columbia. We'll also mention we have Sister Shell Vandervoort, and I believe that's a similar last name as Sister Mara. We also have Tita Zenaida Novesteros. Would like to greet her advance happy birthday to Tita as well. We have Sister we have Brother Jairod mentioning. We also have Brother Juarez Jackson. We have Sister Clarice de la Cruz also in the live chat. Sister Hazel Bunag, hello. Hello
Hi,
to my beautiful
Hazel.
friend as well. Sister Easy is also in the live chat. Well, I hope everybody is continuing to tune in to our live discussion. And Sister Kiara, I think we're gonna move on to a little bit more
Yes.
fun and just to break some ice. I know it's summer is approaching, but we're gonna do a little bit of an icebreaker here, and we wanted to explore something that maybe I'll start with Sister Kiara here. What about you, Sister Kiara? You've been asking so many questions to all of the panelists, and I think it's time for me to ask a question to you as well. What about describe your best friend in one word?
First, I'd like to give a shout out to my best friend.
Who's
um,
your best friend?
Shout out to Sister Kayla Lopez, who's I think, probably my longest friend. We've been friends since maybe,
CWS.
yes, we were very young, probably less than 6 years old. But I describe our friendship as unconditional or unwavering, if I can add a synonym.
Unwavering.
Yes.
Unwavering. Nice. What about Tita Jonna? What about you? Describe your best friend in one word.
I got emotional hearing that from Kiara. Well, if the listeners don't know, the Kayla that she mentioned is actually my daughter, and I've seen them. I've seen them grow, and as a parent, it's such a blessing to see your children grow inside the Church of Christ, active members, active officers, both in the children's worship service and in the choir as well. So to hear that, it's, that's really heartfelt, Sister Kiara. Describe my best friend, Sister Care, who's in the chat. I would say authentic. That's one of the things that I have learned to love about her. She's just true to herself, true person. No pretense. What you see is what you get. That's I take care.
That's what we love to having a best friend, right? Authenticity. Something that you can be yourself whenever,
Exactly.
there's no pretentious. You can be waking up in the morning and that's you.
Yeah.
Right? What about Sister Mara? What about you, Sister Mara? Do you have a best friend? And can you describe your best friend in one word?
Yes, but thank you, Ate Kath. So I'd like to shout out first my best friend, Sister Brielle Assis, if you're watching from District of British Columbia, from the locale of Langley. Um, if I were to describe her in one word, I would say supportive, because every time that I ever need her, she's always there to support me and push me to be better than who I am till this day. And I remember first meeting her in our first children's worship service, our first worship service together. We were sitting together. And then ever since that day, but we've just been very inseparable. And we were about 4 years old then, both. So I'd like to give a huge shout out to her. Thank you.
Wow, 4 years old. I think that's an example, Sister Kiara, of childhood best friends. And you can speak
Yes.
to that as well, right? Maintaining friendship through childhood, I guess. Yeah, it's nice having such friends as well. For me naman, I would like to give it my shout out to my best friend who is in she lives in LA. And for me to describe her, I think now that I know she is a family. Well, why did I say that? Because I didn't know that she is my husband's cousin. And that's something that really surprised me up to this point last January, when we get to meet her again, because we've been best friends for such a long time, and we got to visit her finally. And I wanted to spend so much time with her that we visited LA with my husband. And not that I know of about this, that with the family gatherings we had during the New Year celebration, I didn't know that her dad is my mother-in-law's cousin. And, then we are now a family. So for me, I think that is just something that really amazes me up to this point. So for me, it's about family. Not only your best, like your closest friend, but also like someone that you call a family, right? What about naman? I'm curious to Brother Felix.
So
Brother
describe.
Felix.
All right, well, describe my best friend in one word. I would say like it's challenging. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I would say, of course, it's special, but special in every aspect, special in every way. Po. So that's how I describe it.
Oh, okay. What about? Oh, I think that's it. I wanted to ask Sister Jeng. She mentioned something in the live chats. We also have Sister Jeng in the background. She said timeless.
Mm.
And she can't speak right now, but she said, despite distance or time apart, it always feels like we've seen each other yesterday. I think I mentioned that already. Like every time we see each other, it's like we've never been apart for such a long time, right, Kiara?
Yes, yes, Sister Kathleen. I feel like there's just an unspoken connection whenever you see your best friend after a long period of time. You just click, you fall back into, that 5-year-old self. You can be yourself with your best friend. That's so true.
All right. And I think we also wanted to mention before we go ahead on our next segment, Sister Kiara, I would like to mention some of our YouTube live chat here mentioning I think it's probably brother. Correct me if I'm wrong, brother Felix from Brother JT Kabading said, great topic, but thank you all for sharing your thoughts and your experiences. Well, thank you so much, brother, as well.
Yes,
We
but
also
it's Brother
have,
Joel actually.
oh, that's Brother Joel. Hello to Ka
Hi,
Joel.
Brother Joel. Thank you for tuning in po.
We also have Sister Priscilla Batan watching from Rizal. Rizal is from the Philippines. God bless to all po. We also have Brother JC Yumal also in the chat. Sister Ria, she's mentioning, miss you, Sister Kiara. We also have Brother Stephen Nixon Veneracion, and I believe that's from the congregation of Maple Ridge. We
Mhm.
also have Brother Jerry Cardenas watching pa from the local of Guildport district of British Columbia. And I also would like to give a shout out to my husband also, who's currently watching, Brother Christian Nilga. All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to our viewers and listeners who are continuing to tune in. We will now play an INC MV prepared by the District of British Columbia. This was for the INC MV Awards 2024. And we will be listening to Guide My Heart, which is performed by Sister Easy Mendoza from the local of Richmond.
You've been there since the beginning. You have loved me from the start. You were always there to teach and guide my heart. As the world spins on around me, I choose which path to take. You always show me, Lord, which steps to make. Lord, please hear my prayer. Light my way as I walk to forever. Hold my hand, Lord, through the night. Guide me through the dark and help me shine bright. Hold my hand, Lord, and keep my feet on the ground. From you I'll never part, whatever comes my way, I pray. Please guide my heart. star.
Wow. That was wow. I have so much admiration, Sister Kat, for Sister Easy. You know, she's still so very young, but the talent, wow, the talent is profound. So much talent with Sister Easy. So shout out to Sister Easy from the local of Richmond. Thank you so much. Now we will be moving on to our next segment, right, Sister Kathleen?
Yes, thank you so much. And of course, before we go ahead, we also, as you mentioned, Sister Easy was watching. She's also watching at right now. Hello to Sister Easy, and we also like to give a give greeting po to Brother Levi Carpio Brunyosa, who's currently watching from the local of Punta District of Manila. And hello po to the family, and he also wanted to mention that he misses the family there in Richmond, BC. And we're going to move on to our next segment here, which is our CFO in action. Kuya Tech, if you would be able to play our bumper, please. All right. So during our discussion earlier, we had a lot of good discussion, but now it's time to discuss all of our upcoming activities and the past activities happening in some the different districts here. So I'll start here, po, from the District of British Columbia. We had a really busy month of May, and we're looking forward now for the month of June. We will have a lot of activities here po in their CFO. We will have a Pasugo Quiz Family Edition. So that's very exciting po. We're going to have a district elimination round happening in our district level. So we're inviting some of our brethren here in the District of British Columbia po to register if you have a family of two Buklod members, which are the married couple, a Kadiwa, which is unmarried member of the Church of Christ from 18 and above, and a Binhi as well from a baptized member up to 18 years old, and a CWS or children registered from a children's worship service member. So we're inviting you po to join our district elimination round happening in our district. We'll just call on Tita Jonna po if you have anything.
Yes, actually, here in the District of Edmonton, we will be conducting some Unity games, specifically for Meadowlark. They have fun games, and Collingwood Unity Games, it's happening tomorrow. And we are also enjoining everyone to participate, like what you said, Ate Kath, for the Pasugo Quiz International. So this will be conducted per locale. So also inviting those from the Edmonton district. And we will also have a district-wide tree planting, and this is happening June 22nd and 29th. So we will take advantage of the warmer days to be able to plant more trees to help our environment. And that's on June 22nd and 29th. We will also be conducting a district basic automotive care, which is very timely again because a lot of us are traveling by land. So it'll be good to have our cars or vehicles ready for the longer trips there. There you go, Sister Kat.
Yes, thank you so much, boss, Sister Jonah. And now we're going to move on to our next segment, Sister Kiara.
Yes, thank you so much, Sister Kat. So for our next segment, we have Catching Up with Canada. So Kuya Tech, if you could please play our bumper.
Welcome back to Catching Up with Canada. Let's see what our brethren have been up to this week and what other activities we can expect.
Yes, thank you so much, Kuya Tech. So, for catching up with Canada, this is the segment where we would like to highlight the different activities across Canada that do not fall under the Christian Family Organization. So, for example, inaugural worship services as well as evangelical missions. We will start off with the District of British Columbia with Sister Kat.
Thank you so much, Sister Karen. I'm back here for our evangelical mission. We would like to mention we'll be having a evangelical mission po district wide happening next week. I think that's already next week, June 16. We will have a different uh, location spot will be in the Victoria Chapel. We will have in the Burnaby Chapel and the Surrey Chapel. And Kuya Tech, if you can also put up the pictures from our recently held district-wide musical evangelical missions. There you go, Pa. We would like to acknowledge the efforts and the efforts pa of our choir members. That's our district minister pa, Brother Glendo Baitan, who is mentioning we have a heartwarming display of faith, unity. Members of the Church of Christ in the District of British Columbia pa held a musical evangelical mission. The program featured choral performances from different congregations from the Greater Vancouver area, Surrey region, Vancouver Island. I know Sister Mara and Sister Kiara were there during the performances. And throughout the evening, we had several speakers took the stage to share inspirational messages drawn from the scriptures. We were very fortunate enough to have this type of an event, and it was just a testament of the power of faith and music to bring people together and inspire them to live with greater love and compassion. So that was our catching up with Canada from the District of British Columbia. Oh, before I forget, we will also be having a special gathering of all the graduate students. So I know here in our panel we have Sister Kiara who just recently graduated.
Congratulations.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes, congratulations. And we will have a special gathering for that event. Moving on to Edmonton.
Yes, Sister Kat. Oh, I am so sayang I didn't get to send you the pictures of our musical EVM. We also held one as well. It was such a successful event. It was nice to be able to participate as well in the musical EVM. A lot of locals in the district of Edmonton drove. Some, I think, drove as far as like 4 hours to be with us in the venue where we had our musical EVM, and so excited that Kiara's back. So we've got another talent that will be joining us for future musical evangelical mission. On Friday, we will have simultaneous local congregations, a Bible mission, and the one here in our locale, there's going to be 3 local congregations who will be having it at our chapel at Eastwood. So it'll be Eastwood, Meadowlark, and Sherwood Park who will be conducting a Bible mission, and that is happening on Friday, June 14th at 7:30 in the evening, as well as there's going to be Songs of Salvation, and this one is not happening until August, but we are already inviting those who may have their musical talents and skills to please join us in this activity. And we've got another graduate who joined us, Sister Kat.
Oh, yes. We also have Sister Brunel. Hello, po, Sister Brunel.
Hello. We missed you.
And congratulations for being a graduate. And we'll have Sister Brunel for our final discussion here, Sister Kiara.
Yes, so Sister Brunel, we spent our broadcast talking about celebrating friendships and honoring our friendships in our lives, throughout our lives, different stages of our lives. And you made it just in time for our final question, which is why is it important to celebrate our friends and the role that they play in our lives?
That's actually a very great question. Um, from my experience having friends and keeping them close, actually, it's important because they are one of those people that help us to grow in a better way. And especially as a member of the Church of Christ, having friends that share the same duty as us, that share the same church activities with us every day is actually, as I always say, a blessing from God, because a friend is really a blessing from God, because it's with them that you create those memories that 15 years way back away from today, you will be proud to say, wow. And, with so much joy and happiness, you will be also proud to call them their friend, because they were there in the moments that were happy, in the moments that were sad, and, the moment that, no, I don't want to get emotional. Friendship is too much an emotional topic for me. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Sister Vanel. I think you put it in such a beautiful way. Friendships are, simply put, a blessing from God, and we celebrate our friendships because they are blessings. And
Yes.
friends bring great joy in our lives and are a great source of strength. So thank you so much, Sister Vanel. And we also want to take the time to acknowledge Brother Glendo Baitan, the district supervising minister in the District of British Columbia. Thank you so much, po, for tuning in and for showing your support. Thank you, po. So to continue on in our conversation, I also want to hear the thoughts from Brother Felix. Why is it important to celebrate our friends in our lives?
For me, it's important to celebrate friendship in our lives because they say nga, ika nga, no man is an island. I'm not sure if you agree with that, but for me, friends plays a big part in my life because it's really hard if you're just by yourself. You are learning not just from your own experience, but also from others too. So that way you are improving also yourself, the way how you see things in life. I think that's one thing for me.
Yes, thank you, Brother Felix. It's a way to learn from others, to learn from our friends, and in that way, bettering ourselves. Thank you, Brother Felix. We also want to give out a shout out to Karanel, who is also tuning in. Thank you so much, po, for showing your support. Hello, po. Thank you, po. Okay. To carry on with our discussion, what about you, Sister Mara?
Um, Honestly, Bob, usually in a friendship, the way to celebrate and enjoy our friends, Bob, and to like acknowledge their importance in our lives is by by knowing Bob when you have that bond with them, which like Sister Kath and Tita Jonah also mentioned, Bob, that even it has been a while and you still see them and it's been like say 5 months but and you just saw them, you know that that special bond is still there but because of the way you'll interact with one another when you know nothing has changed but
Mhm. So our friends will always be special to us no matter how much time has passed. That is such a good point, Sister Mara. I also want to highlight what Ate Jeng mentioned in the comments section. She also said they keep us grounded and remind us to give importance to simple things in life. That's true. Having someone there is it may seem simple, but it holds so much meaning and it gives us a sense of belonging and it makes you feel loved and happy at the end of the day. So that's something to celebrate. Thank you. Thank you, Sister Jang. We also have Sister Care who said, having a great friend is a celebration and blessing every day. Life is beautiful and keep smiling. Thank you so much. That makes me feel so warm and happy inside. Thank you so much, Sister Care, for sharing. Now, I'll also want to go to Sister Jonah for your final thoughts and takeaways.
Friends are definitely good for our health,
Mhm.
especially those who celebrate the good times with us, those who are happy for our successes, those that are there every time we need someone, those who support us, especially when we are in times of challenges and trials. But take this to heart, having our Almighty God as our best friend is the best of all friendships we can have. Let's all aim to have our Almighty God as our best friend and that friendship with Him as a priority in our lives, meaning that you will always, always, always have someone to be there for you, no matter what. No matter the time, no matter the season, He will always be there. Sister Kiara?
Yes, thank you so much, Sister Jonah, for that. I think that's the greatest thing that we can take away from the show. Yes, God places friends in our lives as instruments to help us, to bring us joy. But let us not forget that, of course, God is our greatest friend and our best friend in life. And we're never alone in this life. We always have Him to rely on. Thank you so much. And before we begin to wrap up the show, we of course want to take this time to give our final greetings and shout outs to our friends, our viewers, and whoever we want to shout out. So let's start with Sister Brunel.
So I would like to first greet all the local congregation of Moncton, the brother here. Good evening, po, if you pass by here, even though I just left you like 1 minute ago. Also, I would like to greet our district minister, Brother Moria Kadash, our district assistant minister, Brother sorry po. And also I would like to greet our district assistant, district minister, Brother Aaron Pormayabo, and also to all other ministers, ministerial workers here in the district of Ottawa, Canada, and also to everyone tuning in. Thank you very much, Sister Kia.
Thank you so much, Sister Brunel. Brother Felix, if you have any greetings or shout outs.
Yes, I'd like to greet my family back in the Philippines, and also to all the brethren who are listening and watching to us right now, and to my Maple Ridge family, to our resident minister brother Jaisal Constantino, and to all my co-church officers in our local po. Happy watching.
Thank you so much, Brother Felix. Now, Sister Mara, if you have any shout outs or greetings.
Thank you po, Sister Kiara. I would like to shout out po our district minister po, Brother Glendo H. Baitan, and our assistant district minister po, Karomio Maglaya, and our district CFO coordinator, Caronel Romero po, and Ka Brian Bellarmino po, who is our district multimedia advisor. And I would also like to greet po Ka Ralph Escano, our local manggagawa po, which is our GWS worker po, who is assigned na GWS. And then I would like to greet my mom po. Thank you po.
Oh, thank you so much, Sister Mara. Let's go to Sister Jonah for any shout outs or greetings.
Yes, I want to shout out and acknowledge our district minister, Carolando Gaviola, and my very, 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 very best friend for so long, my husband, Kuya Henry Lopez. We've been best friends before we got married. We've been best friends for 15 years, and we have been married for 25 years already. So he's been my best friend all this time. So there you go. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sister Jonah. At the cat, any shout outs and greetings?
Yes, I would like to greet everyone who tune in here on our district from the District of British Columbia with such an overwhelming support from the different congregations. Well, I've been seeing different congregations. Thank you so much for your support, and of course to all of our district staff. Well, I would also like to give a shout out to my husband and best friend, I consider as well. Ay, nainggit ako kay Ninang Jonah. My husband, Brother Christian Yilga, and to all of my friends and my loved ones po. I all consider you as my family. I could not mention everybody here, but I know who you are, who are my friends are, and I would like to thank everyone who tune in. Yeah, thank you, Sister Kiara.
Yes, thank you so much, Ate Kat. And if I could also shout out and greet, um, even though I've just recently moved back to Edmonton, I do want to shout out the District of British Columbia, all my friends and loved ones who've supported me during my years there, staying there. Shout out to DCAD, the District Kadiwa. Shout out to my first ever friends, my siblings. They were my best friends. They're still my best friends, and to also my friends here in Edmonton for always being a place of home, somewhere it's people to come back to after all this time. So thank you so much to all our viewers and listeners. We can't give you a shout out one by one, but we are so grateful for your support and for tuning in to our show today. And with that, this show went by so fast, but we are ready to conclude. So thank you so much to Brother Angelo Manalo, our CEBSI President, CEO, and our beloved CFO Coordinator. Most of all, we would like to thank our dearest Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo. Sister Mara?
Yes, thank you po, Sister Kiara. Thank you everyone for tuning in to INC Radio Canada. Merci d'avoir écouté INC Radio Canada.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
O Diyos na pagpamay, nagtindig ka ng mga lingkod mo, mangunguna sa bayan na iyong inihala. Sa iglesia sila ay nagmamahal. Sa aming